Hello. Welcome to Q&A Thursdays. My name is Marissa. I am a brand coach and website strategist. I go live on Thursdays here on Instagram to talk about websites, personal branding, and social media in a Q&A format. I also go live here on Mondays, and that's more of like a Matcha Monday type situation. And on not Thursdays, Wednesdays, you can find me over on Facebook Live. So today we are going to talk about, I've got a fancy little slide. Hold on. Boom, there it is. Welcome to Q&A Thursday, where we talk about personal branding, websites, and social media. Today we are going to we're going to cover two questions that I got. I put out a little, this little box on stories, and I said, what can I answer for you in regards to these topics, and these are some of the questions I got back. We are going to talk about, I need a website, but I don't know where to start. Any tips? I've got some tips for you today, and we are also going to talk about how you can be more confident on Instagram. So let's get started. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're watching live or you are watching the replay. So first things first, the first question I got, I need a website, but I don't know where to start. Any tips? So this is, I talk to people every single week that have this problem. What problem or opportunity, let's say. So number one, in one group, I talk to people who have a business, whether they're coaches or consultants or service providers. They have a functioning business and they don't have a website. Another group that I talk to, they have an idea of a business, but they don't have anything going yet. They just know that they want to do this. They don't know where to start. It doesn't matter which group you're in. Yes, you need a website. Okay, so you're on the right track, because whether you have a business or you don't, you can have a personal brand, whether that's on social media. You have a personal brand, whether that's on social media or on your website. You need that online presence. It doesn't matter if your work is in person. You still need that online presence. What if that person wants to refer you to somebody else? Where can they send them? So your website, it doesn't matter how simple, if it's just one page, or how massive it is. You can have unlimited pages on a website. It doesn't matter. It is for your online presence, and it is a place for your audience, for your clients, potential, future, and current clients to go and connect with you. So I just wanted to put that out there, because a lot of people think, well, I don't have a business, so I don't need a website. No, yes, you do. You need to start building your personal brand. But where do you start? So number one, this is what we do here at the Meraki Collective, okay? We help you start, and if you don't want to deal with the creative or tech portions of any of that, we do it for you, literally. We take care of all of it for you. But I still want to give you an overall view of what things you have to decide. So if you don't have a website, you need a domain name, and you need hosting. So think of hosting, a hosting company, like the home, okay? Like your home, and think of your domain name as like an address. So the domain name is, like, for example, ours is themerakicollective.com. So your .com, your name.com, your business name.com, that's your domain name. So that is the address so your hosting company is going to host your domain name. So this is companies like Bluehost, SiteGround, or GoDaddy. I'm sure that you've heard of those, but those are some of the big players in that space. You can get your hosting and domain name from them. Now, this is assuming that you're going to work with WordPress. We recommend and work with WordPress. If you're not going to do that, there's also places or platforms like Squarespace. I love Squarespace. We don't currently work with Squarespace, but eventually we do want to add that into our flow. But in places like Squarespace, you don't need to separate those two things. You can it's a lot less like DIY type thing. A lot of things are done for you. I'm not going to get into Squarespace today. I'm going to focus on WordPress. I think I said that right. Not Squarespace today. I'm going to focus on WordPress. We also have a page on our website. I'm going to go back here. We also have a page on our website. If you go to the merakicollective.com and go to our resources page, you'll find the hosting companies that we recommend and that we've used and that we've worked with before and that we love. So that's number one. And then when you go to your hosting, when you're going to sign up for your hosting, you should sign up for a managed WordPress site. Again, this is assuming that you're working with WordPress. This will make it easier. They'll guide you and make it easier to get WordPress onto your website, and you can start using it. The second thing that you need to do, or I think I said that was second. So the third thing that you need to do is decide whether you're going to use a template or you're going to use the free page builder that most of these companies already have when you sign up with them. So a template is something like what we offer at the Meraki Collective. We offer templates that we either customize for our clients or they can DIY and customize it themselves. And of course, if you have any questions about that, if you want to know more, send me a DM or check out themerakicollective.com. So that is a template where you start with something. Or you could use the page builder that's in your WordPress account and kind of do it yourself. I do not recommend that. Just straight up, if you are just starting and you are asking this question, where do I start? Do not start doing it that way. Start with a template, because it's kind of like saying like you're just going to start building a house without any type of like plan or blueprints. You're just gonna like go for it. And if you're not confident in your messaging, in how you're gonna lay out like the blocks of your website, what you're actually gonna say on your website, and you have no idea what to do on the creative aspect of it, just do yourself a favor and go with a template, and your life will be much, much easier. You'll thank me for that. So those are just very general tips that I have. Number one, this is a good thing if you're thinking about this, considering this, because this will help you build your personal brand online and offline. So start with a domain name and a hosting company. Use a managed WordPress hosting and decide whether you're going to do a template or you're going to use the page builder. And as a side note, I gotta say, I'm not even going to try to fake the font because that's just not how I like to do things. I am not the tech person at the Meraki Collective, okay? This is so not my domain. This is all stuff that I've learned from my husband and partner Eddie, because I have to say this, if I can kind of sort of understand WordPress and tech and how things function behind the scenes, like you can do it too. I am the most non-techie person ever. Like for example, this is not even techie. I'm using a light for these lives and for going live on Facebook and Instagram. And I think this is a little bright actually right now. Oh yes. So I'm using a light, and I was getting frustrated with how to connect it, because I'm just like, can it just like turn on? So yeah, I'm not the techie person, and this is why one of our core things at the Meraki Collective is I don't ever want our clients to feel like I have felt before with dealing with tech. That's why we have that do it for you option, because I don't want you to waste time and energy and precious time dealing with stuff that you don't have to deal with. So I just wanted to throw that in there and say thank you to Eddie for educating me a little bit, even though I'm like the worst student, a little bit on how all this stuff works so that I can share it with you. So yes, thumbs up. So let's move on to the next question. How can I be more confident on Instagram? This is so important. I don't care if you have a business. I don't care if you're just thinking about it, or if you only want to build like a personal brand, lifestyle. I don't care what you're doing. The confidence part is so important, because if you're not, you're gonna find ways to hold yourself back and you won't even know it. You're gonna find ways to self-sabotage and be like, well, I guess I can't go live. Well, I guess I can't post that post. I guess I can't, share that video or do that thing that I wanted to do to move my brand and business further. Because if you're not confident in what you're doing, or if you just don't feel confident, you're not gonna show up that way. So I have a couple of things that I want to share with you. Number one, if you are an expert in your field, so whether you are a life coach, an EFT practitioner, whether you're a fitness professional, whether you're a real estate agent, interior designer, whatever it is that you do, and you're solid with your experience, and you're like, I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing. You do, you're an expert. Then practice being on camera. Post on stories. once a day if possible. I know that's asking a lot if you're going from like not posting anything, but that is how you're going to get more confident. You've got your expertise down. You're solid in that, right? But you have to start practicing showing up, whether it's live, whether it's video, whether it's in a photo, however it is, if it's in-person events, if that's your thing, if that's what you do. I wish I had like a 1, 2, 3 answer, but no, you need to keep practicing. And on the flip side, if you're new into your industry, if you're a new coach, a new consultant, a new whatever, new to online business, a new business owner, but you're great you feel confident on camera and you feel confident about talking to people and sharing your message, that confidence that you're not having is probably related to the fact that you're new, right? So if that's the case, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Practice, and practice some more. So it doesn't matter in which group you're in, whether you're a newbie or a total expert, you've got to keep showing up so that you can get better at that thing that you're not confident about. I remember when I first started shooting, I used to have a wedding photography business. When I first picked up a camera years and years ago, over a decade ago, I was so not confident because I had never shot before. I had never done that. And the more and more I practiced, and like hardcore practicing, showing up every single day and taking that tool and practicing that craft, that confidence comes. And let me tell you, like, it's never going to be 100%, and that's a good thing because it means you still care, and it means that there's always room for improvement. And in online business or in just an entrepreneur life, there's always going to be room for improvement, and that's good. We never want to stay stagnant, right? So it's just that practice. Whether you're practicing in a physical sense with a camera, with you're a painter, you produce an actual product, or it's a one-on-one that you do, keep practicing whichever aspect. If you're already an expert, practice showing up on Instagram. If you're not an expert, you're trying to be, practice showing up that way in person, in one-on-one, in ways that you feel a little bit more confident, where you can start getting practice in that field. Because if you're already confident on camera, imagine once you have the experience, you're gonna be unstoppable. And that's exactly what I want for you. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching the replay, for being here live and joining me for Q&A Thursdays. Please let me know if you have any other questions that I can cover in regards to personal branding, websites, or social media. And even if you want to know about my dog, he's behind here somewhere sleeping, I will talk about all of it. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic week, everyone.